Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4, playing as the United States just finished up the Second American Civil War. It didn't take very long, we were on top of it. Now, unfortunately, we have to reintegrate the entirety of our southern states down the reintegration path. Now, we could do that and beeline for it. It's going to take me 3 focuses to get to that point, plus a whole load of political power in order to reintegrate things, or we could take a little bit of a shortcut. And that little bit of a shortcut I'm thinking of is democratic socialism, become communist, use the liberated workers' occupation policy to get a lot of those factories and resources back, and then make a beeline down over here. I'm not sure that's necessarily the best choice, but it's one we can do. The workers prevail in the Second American Civil War. I like that they call it the workers prevail because they know it was all the communists' fault. I definitely was instigating that, all right? I was really working on it. Anyway, Federal Housing Act is done, which means now I can swap over to communism, and I won't even feel bad about that. Like, we will have gotten everything I care about with the democracy path for now. I mean, I say that. The democratic path is really powerful as the United States. Like, it's really, really good. But we won't worry about that. It takes too long to have fun. It's 1938. We already fought a war. We're already at partial mobilization instead of waiting for the giant to wake, right? Like, this is pretty good. And we got a lot of factories building up our economy, so we should start scaling really fast in comparison to what we had been seeing before. Let's go ahead and keep working on some of that infantry equipment and artillery in particular. I need to make sure we have plenty of that going around, followed by some close air support and some fighters. A little bit more towed anti-air, a little bit more of those over here. Seems good. Anything else I want to work on? Could start building some motorized. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, we're going to end up having such a good economy that we can basically build whatever templates we want. Not yet. But like, at some point soon-ish, that's the kind of point we're getting to, is where I should be able to have pretty much any template I want. Big, expensive, brutal tank divisions? Abso-freaking-lutely. You want it? You got it. You know, that'd be kind of fun. Let's see. Independent Air Force for cheaper advisors, research speeds. Could all be pretty helpful. Air Wing training experience gain. We're not going to do a lot of that. We get some passive experience gain through that, and then doctrine cost reduction and so on. Let's think about that for a second. What do I want to do here? Total devastation, projection. I mean, I feel like centralized control is always better. This just lets me get some passive experience without thinking about it, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. We're not gaining any experience while we're not at war for a bit. And we already discovered that planes, while they train, can take some pretty nasty casualties if you don't have a lot of production to back that up. It's kind of limited in some of its usefulness now, ain't it? So yeah, anyway. So we'll get this all going. We finally got the first round of infantry equipment upgrades. Amazing. Really wish I had timed that a little different. Would have made things even better, but it's okay. I mean, we won. We were fine. Who's worried? Who's worried about any of it? It's fine. Shut up. I said shut up. Everything's fine. We will want to get the superior firepower doctrine cost reduction guy at some point. Do we want to do that now? I think the answer could be yes. Or do we want to go for the research? You know what? Actually, no. We want to go for industrial research speed with the Standard Oil of California, because I will be getting some new upgrades for our industry in about 6 months or so. A little less, so that'll be good. Democratic socialism working along pretty well. Would like to get a little bit more rubber. Tell you what, we'll trade with the Dutch East Indies. And one thing we could consider doing is sending our troops down to the Philippines in preparation for a fight against Japan. Y'all think? What if we did that? We set up some troops down over Myanmar. Boom. What if we send some troops over to, like, Hawaii and stuff? Actually, you guys can go over here now. And actually, the cavalry, we don't even really want. So I'm going to go ahead and start swapping you out for, like, better infantry or something. If that's all right. So we'll do some basic infantry divisions for now. And these guys are going to need to do some basic training for a little bit, which gets me some more experience along the way as well. Could go for the upgrade to guns a little early. That's not a bad idea, but instead I'm going to go for just this level of basic armor protection. Some people have complained that I don't go ahead of time and stuff often enough. And I think that's a fair complaint. When I have 4 research slots, I'm not feeling worried about it. I mean, I guess I could go ahead of time in some stuff, but I also don't think I need it. At least not for single player. If this were a multiplayer game, like, yeah, I would understand a lot more. It would be worthwhile. Ooh! Well, this is worth spending a little bit of opposition for 8% more research speed. Yay! We're just gonna go for some research grants for the next 3 months. That's pretty solid, honestly. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that one at all. I do think I'm gonna go ahead of time on guns. Only because infantry still make up the vast bulk of my army. Having better guns and being able to get my efficiency up to start producing these M1 Thompsons a bit early would be nice. Democratic socialism, ladies and gentlemen, we're still blue, but we are the communist states of America, and we have this new disgusting flag. I hate it. Earl Browder is now the leader of our party, which means we no longer have a communist revolutionary over here. We can get another advisor. I guess I'll take the consumer goods reduction guy over here for now. That seems completely fine. And with that taken care of, now we can start working on things like the Militia Organization Act, or we could be a little bit crazy and go for something like the Unholy Alliance, join Comintern, and then end monarchism so that we can topple the government of Japan while they're distracted in a war right now, and say, you know what, South, you're gonna have to wait. That sounds kind of fun. I don't know if that's the right build order. This is the point where, like, I've gotten my early steps out of the way enough that I feel like I can afford to kind of be stupid. So I'm gonna go ahead and be stupid, and I'm just gonna build out wherever I want to. Let's get a little bit more factories along there, and then let's go ahead and get some more military factories set up. This should keep me going for a good long while. And I don't think we need to get anything else built out over here, though maybe getting some radar wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and get a couple of radar upgrades. Why do I want these? I don't know. Just seems like it'd be useful to have some radar looking around at the ocean if we're gonna be fighting against the Japanese, don't you think? Hungary abandons the Treaty of Trianon. That's fine. Anyway, so Unholy Alliance. So this is gonna give me the option to join up with Comintern, which I believe we do want to do. I'm not gonna go for the superior firepower doctrine guy right now. Could do so, but I'm not. What does special measures do? Anything exciting? Spend 50 political power, just get some support. Okay. Abandon the naval treaties. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, before we forget, let's go to occupied territories and change our default to the liberated workers, which is arguably one of, if not probably the best garrison law in the game, available only to communists. But it does a pretty darn good job of keeping things under control, which is great. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that up. And I think our compliance is still gonna be building up a pretty reasonable amount, and we should be able to start getting some of our core territory and stuff back over time. We already have cavalry divisions in charge over there, which is great. I would like to get some extra army experience gain and doctrine cost reduction. What's all this? 10 experience gain from combat. Pretty fun. Is that what I want, though? Doctrine cost reduction stuff is pretty nice. I guess I'll pick that up. And then in conjunction with a theorist that I plan on picking up at some point, we'll have a 20% cost reduction for our superior firepower, which is going to take a little while for us to build up since we're still not getting a ridiculous amount of experience, but we'll get at least a bit more. And it looks like I'm already finishing up some of these radars, so that's going pretty darn quick. One advantage to joining Comintern is instead of launching an attack against the Japanese from the Philippines, we would be able to launch one up from over here in Vladivostok, or however you say that, which would be pretty helpful to me. All right, we got what I wanted over there. So we're already working ahead of time on our main guns. Do I care about armored cars and stuff? Not really. Do I want to go ahead of time on any tank research? Not yet. It's 1940. We could start going ahead of time on artillery, though. It's only 0.2 years ahead of time. Seems reasonable. And for at least a little bit longer, we have research grants making it faster anyway, so why not? Let's just go ahead and get ahead of time on our bread and butter as the superior firepower doctrine. We are going to be creating a... Oh, cheat on the treaties. That's fun. Anyway, we are going to be... forming a nicer version of communism. A much nicer version of communism. Not nearly as gulagi as what the Soviet states do. No. With our democratic socialism, we're taking the best of both worlds. Okay? Proper democratic socialism, by the way, not the same as social democracy. People mix these things up all the time. It's not what this is. It is November of 1938. Let's go ahead and get ahead of time on some construction tech. Because obviously the faster we scale up, just generally speaking, the better. We're getting factories out the wazoo right now. We're really building up pretty quick now. Government faction wins majority in Congress. So you're saying I'm now communist enough that I no longer really have to worry about any of these elections for a while. Got it. Well, that's good. I like that. I like hearing that a lot. We got more factories to work with. You know, a few extra naval dockyards wouldn't be horrible. Okay, we joined Comintern. There we go. Boom, thank you. We'll build a couple of these out. Why not? Let's just go ahead and build out a few naval dockyards. Is it super important? No. But is it cool? Yeah. And then we'll just go ahead and pick up, let's say, a little bit of infrastructure in a couple places with some more resources, especially things like oil and tungsten. There's some down there, some down here, and then we focus on getting more military factories following that, okay? Now, let's go for ending of monarchism against the UK and Japan. Basically, we're gonna become the anti-imperialist. Shatter the empires, we can fight against people like France and Italy and stuff too. I mean, we basically are gonna get war goals on just about every other major power in the game, except ironically for Germany. You would think that that is somebody we'd want to kill, but it's not an option for me. Military police wouldn't be a terrible idea, but let's go for the engineers ahead of time instead. I don't know. Just feel like getting ahead of time on some of those techs is still going to end up being a little bit better for me. We did want to get the Superior Firepower Doctrine. Let's just go ahead and get him before I forget, because that's an easy thing for me to forget. That way we can start saving up and working toward getting those doctrines up and running, because the faster we get our Superior Firepower Doctrine up and running, the better. We do like seeing all of that. So now that we're a part of Comintern, can I have military access? Or do I already have military access? I think I already start with it now that I think about it. So if that's the case, hi, how you doing there? Leave the Philippians and instead get up over Myanmar. Can you do that for me? The answer is yes, they can. We also have all of the military access or naval access that I could possibly want as well, which means we no longer care about Hawaii Ridge. I want you all to go over here, or maybe here. Dock up over here. Okay. We're gonna be going for an early war against Japan. We're gonna subjugate these guys and make them my puppet. Should be fun for me. I like the idea of having a Japanese puppet, turning them into proper communists over Myanmar. Also, get access to the Japanese Navy, and between the American and the Japanese Navy united under one flag, Britain don't stand no chances. It's gonna be the end of them. Aha! It'll be beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we have only a little while before I'm gonna be able to do this. What we can do is wait for our troops to get up over here. How are we doing as far as like artillery and stuff? We got a fair bit plus some infantry equipment. Maybe, oh, and also we should have some anti-air, right? We have a lot of it, 5,000 Gsms. Okay, hang on. So let's go ahead and toss on anti-air for you. And what I want to do is start making some of the better divisions. So we'll go ahead and take some of you guys.
Ready to move.
And let's just see what will happen if I take at least a handful and upgrade them. Not enough anti-air, it says. Am I crazy? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was looking at the artillery. No, we don't have a lot of anti-air. We have a little bit of anti-air. Oops. All right. Well, it's fine. Can we still grab at least a handful of these guys? The anti-air is not the most important thing in the world. Most important is that I have enough manpower, infantry equipment, and artillery to keep that going. Let's go ahead and start training up a bunch more troops. I'd like to go ahead and just start building up. I mean, we can at this point. Why not? Logistically, how are we going to look at that point? Still have enough equipment to go around, so I'm not feeling too worried about it. Not enough anti-air, but it's fine. Doop 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 doop. Grab a bunch of you guys, and we'll go ahead and do this as well. Okay. So if we're getting more factories, what this tells me is I would like to get my anti-air up and running. At least a couple more factories assigned over here would be very helpful. We are producing a reasonable number of fighters and such. We are going to want to send some of these guys, of course, over here. This'll do fine. Send every bit of plane that I've got. So with my navy in position and my troops in position, we can cancel this front line and start planning out the naval invasion. We want to grab some ports early, obviously. If we were to land close to Osaka and up over here a little bit south of Hokkaido and Tohoku, we should be able to grab a couple ports and then start making a push toward Tokyo. right? Cut this area off and then approach from the north, from the west, and boom. And they're not gonna have an absolute ton to defend in Japan because a lot of their troops are currently situated around China. So I can afford to get a whole load of troops over there, and that should be completely fine. The one big downside I can think of for a naval invasion of Japan is we can only afford to send 10 units right now. So I'll have 6 arrive down here by Osaka, another 4 up here, grab these ports, and then we can start ferrying the troops across as much as we need to. And as long as I have the naval dominance, and I think I will, we should be okay. Do you have any air bases by any chance that I could steal? I don't know where theirs are. They should have some, but it'd be nice to be able to bring my Air Force directly over here when the time comes. Anyways, so where are my planes, by the way? Are they still on their way? They are still on their way. It's taking a very long time to travel over here. Who would have guessed, but it does take a very, very long time. Anyway, once these guys arrive and stuff, we'll be in a pretty good position. So it shouldn't take me very long to get a naval mission ready to go. Shouldn't take me very long at all. We can go ahead and start working on some anti-air upgrades. Sure, why not? Let's see. The escalator clause is about to be invoked. I think I'm going to go ahead and abandon the treaty and say, screw that. I don't care about your escalator clauses. Let's continue doing at least another effort over there. We could start developing some additional deposits for aluminum or aluminium. This is an American nation. Thank you very much. Aluminum. Let's go ahead and boost up our artillery. That's all looking great. And how much longer until we can get better guns? Another 50 days. United Kingdom issues a stern warning. A bluff. Gain the puppet war goal against us. Right. Right. The UK is going to declare a puppet war goal against me. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Uh-huh. Good luck with that one, bud. Anyway, let's go ahead and start producing some more trucks. We are once again running out of the oh-so-precious rubber. Be nice to own some rubber factories, wouldn't it? Yes. Socialist education in the Philippines. This would cost a little bit, but we can get a lot more communism support in the Philippines, so I'll go ahead and do that. Why not? I mean, losing a lot of political power doesn't sound great, but hey, these guys are gonna be my puppet, and they're gonna be my faction for a while. We might as well flip them over to the right side, or the left side. You get the idea. Anyway, shatter the empires. Not worried about that right now. Let's go for the Militia Organization Act. Start working toward the reintegration of the state so we can get all of our cores back. And then now we can, in fact, declare a Topple Government War. You are very heavily involved in several other conflicts right now, so I really don't think you're going to be doing much. Let's go ahead and topple the government. Has my planes arrived? They have. Hang on, let's reorganize this for a second. Okay, fleets are now getting in position. Airplanes should be going. Let's go ahead and declare the war. I am not going to be calling in allies. I shouldn't need it, honestly. Let's go ahead and try to launch the boats. And we no longer have naval supremacy at all. Hang on. Okay, let's see. You guys are trying to get the navies into position. We should be engaging against this. We've spotted some of them. Tell you what, let's swap you guys over to some patrol and stuff. Try to get this supremacy back up. Okay, that's not enough. Hang on. Sea of Japan. I need to get some more supremacy that way. Naval supremacy is going up. Now it's down to 0. All right, tell you what. Cancel that. All 3 fleets hang out over here. Okay, let's get all of our fleets in here. Now we have 50. There we go. Okay. If I can just land at least a handful of troops, then we can also worry about seizing this. And we'll be able to go for this port. I'm a little bit worried about this guy landing on his own, but it's more important that we go ahead and start landing something over here. Try to go for an early attack. Some ships are on low strength. We have definitely lost a good number of ships. Oh, wow. Yeah, nope, the Japanese did a fair bit of damage over there. Okay. We should probably be keeping these guys together then, to be honest. Go ahead and join you all up. I'd love to do some repairing and stuff, but for now, let's just go for the kill. Are you guys going to land over here or not? Okay, well, they're over here in around Osaka. That's not surprising. And then we're going to attack. And if we can hit you pretty hard... Where are my planes? I need those. Hang on. Planes, get over here, please. I can't tell if I have any air superiority whatsoever. But let's go ahead and start immediately sending some troops. Well, I can't until I take a port. Hang on, I really need to get this port. If we can take this, we're gonna be fine. Which it looks like we are. Okay, there we go. Hang on. So you guys are fine. we can afford to land a bunch of troops back up this direction. And we can start thinking about taking something like Osaka and work our way up this way. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. All right. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. If we can get over here and cut these guys off, it makes it easier for us to keep these guys corralled. We are running into some issues over here. Not surprising, but we do have some superior strength. If I can quickly get in this, which it looks like I might be able to, then we could do something. Fleets? Any chance we can do that naval invasion support thing I was talking about and win this? As long as we don't get pinned over here, which he's trying to do. Okay, hang on. You sit there. Hang on. And then send these guys over here. And these guys should depart, and if you can just sit tight and don't go anywhere while we get this port, we're gonna be fine. Okay, all going according to plan. The Japanese are gonna be very unprepared for all of this. I am pretty confident that my troops are more than a match for them right now. We should be able to do some pretty hefty damage. Air superiority is not gonna look outstanding, at least until we get a airport that is like actually in Japan. But for now, it's fine. Need reinforcements over here, please. They're pinning me down. Please get some reinforcements over here. Come on, land, dang it. Get me some combat width. Where are the rest? Wait, really though, why aren't you guys coming over here? I don't know, but they refuse. Is it because we're under attack? That's right, get on the boats. There we go. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I'm not sure what I was worried about. We're fine. Fast planner, thorough planner. I don't really care for either of those traits, truth be told. You are going to have a goal down that way, and fine. All right, so the Japanese are trying to make their pushes over here, but we actually have some manpower to spare now. Let's make sure that we assist them in winning some of these fights. Pin these guys down, keep them out of the way. We'll probably want to cross a strait at some point if we can, but it's not super duper important. I've got a handful of factories to work with all of a sudden. Well, ain't that fun? Logistically speaking, we still mostly need things like support equipment and some anti-air, so let's go ahead and focus on those to start. Then following all of that, I think we focus on more infantry equipment, maybe a bit of artillery. And then following that, fighters and close air support are still going to be our bread and butter, at least for a bit. All right, all looking really good. Let's go ahead and get some reinforcements over here, make sure that we can win this fight. For some reason, these guys are able to actually fight me back pretty effectively. Don't love it. Love to take Nagoya over here. We have a bunch of troops. Frankly, I don't see any reason why we couldn't just go ahead and start making a push out of the north now. The Soviets want to join the war. Yeah, I'll bet you do. You'd love to get some of the juicy war score in on this, but I'm not going to let you. Now we have upgrades for our guns. It's going to be great. What else? Well, it is 1939. We want some more industrial tech. Let's go ahead and get some production efficiency cap and stuff. We should have at least one division hold this area to make sure they don't cross in from Hokkaido, because I would really rather not lose that. Can you guys please finish all of this off real quick? Just don't let him go anywhere. Whoa. All right, I need reinforcements up over here for a second. These guys are fine and all, but if they push me out of this, okay, we got a problem. Forget everything else, get this back. Thank you. One soldier, keep pushing back over here. I don't want to be surrounded. Very important we take this. Get back around it if you have to. I don't care if we have to maneuver, it's fine. There we go, we've got the ports. Now we just need to get our surround back in control. Got a little overly concentrated in one particular area. Which, like, that's my bad. Should not allow that. Oh, for God's sake. We're gonna be fine. I'm just a little annoyed. Hang on. We shouldn't lose anything here. Support equipment on a monthly basis, that'd be great. Thank you. Let's go ahead and accept some of that. What else do we want? We could go ahead and start getting ahead of time on a new fighter variant, and I think that's not a bad plan. Let's go ahead and push these guys back out. You guys sit tight. You guys push around here, get me some buffer. And now we should be good. Part of the issue is just that because there is a border here on Osaka, if we don't leave somebody behind, they're gonna just keep doing this. Whoa. You guys sit over here, hold this. The rest of you are fine. Okay, let's go ahead and clear these guys out. And then once this is dealt with, it should be very easy for me to finish it off. Militia Organization Act is done. Let's go for the Communal Property Act, which gets me more building slots and stuff. I really don't care that much about it. But it's necessary for us to continue reintegrating our states, so that'll be fine with me. Let's go ahead and start swapping out the guns. Since we don't have a deficit at the moment, we can afford to make the swap now. If you can sneak around over here, we can actually encircle that. Czechoslovakia appears to be having some problems. I'm not even focusing on Europe because we don't care. Anti-air has been upgraded. Okay. And with that taken care of, let's go ahead and finish off these little horsies. Silly Japanese, you shouldn't have left them behind. There we go. All right, you guys sit tight. You're sitting fine where you are. You guys, push. No. Wrong front line. You guys, push. And go. All right. I don't think the Japanese can do much. It's a question of how many casualties we're going to take at this point. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's go for that concentrated industry. The Soviets are actually getting me a 10% boost on that, which is great. Still not worried about the disarmed nation at the moment, weirdly enough. I really wouldn't mind going for an aircraft designer for the research speed, but also just generally better fighters, or maybe better close air support. We'll take the agility on the fighters. I think that's still going to be a fine call. Construction speed has been boosted, which is very helpful. Could go for an upgrade to radar or fire control systems. And when I plan on upgrading my own ships, that'll be fine. For now, let's just go for an early upgrade. A few months ahead of time for our close air support. You guys say I never get ahead of time on some stuff, and I should, but like, close air support, you know, I understand its importance. I think that's fine. The Navy has been taking some pretty unpleasant hits. Let's go ahead and stop worrying about this area. We don't care. I just want to protect this. Few engagements occurring here and there against the Japanese, but by and large, it's not been too bad. You actually can just go ahead and start making a push towards, like, Hiroshima. Do something like this. You'll be fine. Can you cross this and beat cavalry? I think you can. Straight crossings are unpleasant, but... you know, we'll just sit here. It's fine. Let's send you down over that way. Just don't feel like losing it. Move you down here, please. We have some untrained armies, or rather unused armies. Perfect. What am I going to do with these guys? At the moment, absolutely nothing. We will at some point want to fight against people like the UK, but for now, let's just set up a simple fallback line over there, assign a general, and I'll let you guys start training up. There is an attack occurring over here for some reason. You're not fighting the Soviets. So how are you attacking over here? I don't really know why they're attacking over there, but they are. Okay, anyway. Infantry experts. There we go. Let's go ahead and add on that extra bit of attack. You guys are exhausting yourself for no good reason, so we're going to stop with that nonsense. See if we can join up our forces by pushing in over here. Cavalry in particular are an easy target. Not really no reason not to, as far as I can tell. You can start pushing in toward Tokyo. And we might be able to get for some sort of a surround on their capital here pretty easily. We can go for the mobile defense, which is going to get me extra 10% defense on all leg infantry, which is very good. Let's see if we can take this down. We have enough troops over here to hold this front line. Yeah, stop attacking, please. Let's go ahead and make a couple of pushes here and there where we can. I'm just going to be a little bit smarter about it. Tokyo has fallen. Tell you what, you head down here, please. Can you push this way with the help of the shore bombardment? The answer might surprise you, or maybe not. It's yes, we can. And we'll need to be ending up this video in just a bit. But we can attack from multiple directions over here, and with Tokyo down, we are currently sitting at 67% of the way towards capitulation with 57% of the war score, which is fantastic for me. So let's go ahead and attack on a few different directions that way. You assist. You head down this way. You go here. And yeah, this should be more or less over at this point. It's just a matter of cleanup. Beautiful. All right. That's going to be another major empire done with, out of the way, making it a lot easier for other things. Now, what's going on over here in Germany? World War II hasn't begun yet. It's going to happen soon. But not yet, which is great. When the Germans fight, that'll be our opportunity to go to the United Kingdom and say, you want to give me southern Georgia? And if not, hey, Germans, we're fighting the same people. Can I do a naval invasion and attack? They might even allow it. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.